Next one along. Ah, the names. Regan.
It could go either way on that one.
Back. I apologize, Regan. Maybe I'll figure it out later. They thank you for your great platform, your generosity, of course, and they're looking for suggestions for potential hubs for a new TCMD and acupuncturist
Okay.
in a rather redneck town.
Okay.
So it's also, curiously enough, flooded with acupuncture grads and a very limited social network. They thought of a few obvious ones like health food stores, supplement shops, and any other suggestions left afield would be most welcome. And they also have thought about and love the idea of becoming the hub themselves.
Right.
But their biggest struggle is that they're a bit high on the socially awkward scale.
Okay.
So the thought of hosting some kind of networking event feels like a panic attack in the making. They say you make it look very easy.
The just watch. The name's going to be like, my name is Regain, please. Well, Regan. Um, so it's tough. This question of hubs, the question that you're posing is, what's the hub for this modality? And that's a really limiting way to look at it. First of all, oh man, there's so many thoughts here. Okay, so that's the first thing, is looking for a hub based on a modality is inherently tricky. It's going to be a lot easier if it's a hub for a particular issue. So if it was, I do acupuncture for fertility, for example, there's a whole set of hubs around fertility that will not immediately appear if you just start thinking hubs for people who might be into acupuncture or traditional Chinese medicine. So lacking that, this is a very difficult thing, because then you're essentially saying, I'm looking for hubs for people who might want to get poked. And there are hubs, like you say, the health food store is great. Yes, you'll find people there. But if the place is also flooded with other people, now you have that secondary problem of why would they choose you? They're probably going to go for who's cheapest, or they'll have some criteria. And if they can't find criteria, money will become the criteria. Like, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Why pay 60 when I can get it for 50? And it's the same thing. So the need to differentiate becomes more important. The other factor is the inverse law of geography around niching, meaning the broader the geographic range you're reaching, the narrower the niche will have to be. If you're on the internet, you really have to niche pretty tight. But if you are niching in a small town, you're going to have to do it very wide unless you're willing to travel a little bit. Having said that, if you pick a specialty that is really missing in the marketplace, and that there are a lot of people who just like, this has to change now and I need help, people will travel. People will sometimes make a weekend of it, or they'll come and visit you. They'll drive an hour or two if it's really focused on the specific issue that they need help with. And again, because then you can become an expert on that topic, not just your modality. So that's the big thing I'd say is, hub for what? What is it you want to be a hub for? What do you want to find hubs for beyond the modality? Because I'm not saying that that's a bad idea. That's where you start. Of course, you start with, okay, who might be people just who want what I'm offering? Great. But the next step, which is often 10 times more helpful, is who are the people struggling with the issue? And then you reach them. But it's also worth looking at the other practitioners. Are they specializing? Is it just what's missing in the even local area? And yeah, it may be just flooded. There's maybe so many that it's just not. It's gonna be rough. And I don't know if you solve a particular thing. If it's a redneck area, I don't know. Rednecks have a particular health issue in that area. You become a specialist in this. redneck acupuncture, you might actually do really well. Uh, so those are some thoughts.
I don't know, man. That got me surprisingly. Redneck acupuncture. Like,
Oh,
I really like that for some reason.
I would love to see that.
It
They
sounds
they do great. Yeah.